be heard on issues concerning young people? Then sign up to YouReport OECS to make a difference on matters that concern you. YouReport is free to join. All you have to do is send the word JOIN to Facebook Messenger YouReport OECS or WhatsApp 758-286-2124. YouReport sends you a poll on your phone, you answer, and the collected data is shared with policymakers. Be a part of this global change movement. Join YouReport now. Our voice matters.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Frank and Candid. I am Tony Nias, and it is Wednesday, hump day. Glad to have you. Let's go, as per usual, to what's in the news. We have some local stuff here. Coming out of St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla National Bank records $28.4 million in profit for the 2019-2020 annual report. Savings deposits sees significant increase despite the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. CEO Donald Thompson, he attributes the increase in savings and the overall positive profit figures partly to the government's $120 million COVID-19 economic stimulus. So, the depositors of a national bank should be happy. Dividends should be looking good, right? All right, and a total of 106 applications from bus operators have been received as of August 23rd under that fuel subsidy program. So the bus operators are coming forward. And as far as vaccines go, the rollout is planned for the recently received Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, and that is to individuals from 12 years old and up, and that will commence on September 1st, 2021. So for those who have been waiting for another option in vaccines, the Pfizer vaccine will be ready to roll out for 12-year-old and up as of September 1st. Right? Those are the local information to date. All right. Yesterday we talked about unity and unification of people. And I laid out my position and laid out some supporting information for my position with respect to the challenges that people face when it comes to the unification of our people. I pointed out situation on the African continent. I talked about our own situation here, our own history in this region, the West Indies Federation, how that failed. I talked about CARICOM and its failings. But you see, CARICOM itself is, well, that's exists still. It has, so that's current, has some challenges. And I'm going to try to go a little deeper here when it comes to CARICOM and the issues there. But still with the underlying theme that unification is challenged by, as I say, self-sovereignty and nationalism. They take a more powerful spot. And so at the root, at the heart of all of these unification efforts, it always, when they fail, you can always point back to the fact that self-sovereignty and nationalism comes front and center. as major cause. Now, CARICOM came into being in early 70s, around 1973, I think it was, with the signing of the Treaty of Chaguaramas. And it was said to rest on 4 pillars: economic integration, foreign policy coordination, human and social development, and security. 4 pillars for CARICOM. When CARICOM was formed, it had a noble goal in mind to deepen integration so that the islands and their individual strengths could uplift the region as a whole as one. Remember? One. So, decades later, there are fractures in that whole effort. In what was to be a united front. There are deep divisions in a number of areas, and I'll just give you a couple. One, for example, there's division over the role of the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ. Some go to that court, last resort, and some don't. One, Caribbean. Secondly, the uneven political power of smaller island versus larger islands. I don't know. We could take this back to the decades. Same thing come up. Small island, big island. Challenges. And one of the most contentious issues on the table in CARICOM is this whole single market and economy, CSME, which came about later in 2006 or so. And what the CSME does or should do is allow for the free movement of goods, skills, labor, and services across CARICOM. Now, a cornerstone of CARICOM, the ability of skilled professionals and workers to move unhindered around the Caribbean member states, is designed to facilitate business, generate economic opportunities, and allow for improved technical and training capacity across the region. The CSME policy, however, proved contentious. Why? Now, when it comes to unification, and especially matters of immigration, matters of people moving across borders, I think it's always contentious. So we'll give you that. Because even in the United States, for example, immigration is always front and center in their political debates. In Europe, the free movement of people was one of the major issues when people were voting on the whole Brexit matter. So when it comes to the matter of people moving across borders, it's always contentious, right? So let's not just say that that's just us, but we talk a lot about our own oneness, looking out for our brothers and sisters, and because we are one people and so on. So I am focused on us. Among the members of CARICOM, one of the most vocal critics of the CSME's freedom of movement provision is the Bahamas. The Bahamas has steadfastly rejected joining the single market, despite the fact that they remain a member of CARICOM. And they get all the benefits of CARICOM. But their chief concern is the fear that if the 400,000 population, they say, cannot sustain an influx of workers from other nations. In particular, they were singling out Haitians, but you know, that's another story. Because Haitians has had a long, difficult history of immigration, illegal immigration into the Bahamas. So a lot of it is singling out the Haitians, but again, that's for another story. But the point is, as a member of CARICOM, they're saying CSME, regardless of how good it sounds, and good purpose, good objectives, ideals, not here. But the Bahamas is not alone. I mean, they stand out. So while all Caribbean states recognize the value of free trade, when it comes to the question of free movement of people, that's a different story. That is often met with skepticism. And these nations cite concerns over immigration. They cite concerns over employment security. And even those nations who have signed on to be part of the CSME, they are not too happy with the thought of a stream of workers coming into their country. No, there are practical problems. Even those who support the freedom of movement in the CSME, they would admit that there are problems with the implementation of the provisions. What is that? Under the CSME, one would need a skill certificate in order for professionals to take advantage of the free movement policy on the CSME. Now, how is it supposed to work? In theory, once you have been issued a skills certificate by one CSME member country, that certificate should be recognized by all member states, allowing the workers to pass from one jurisdiction to another without the time and expense of acquiring new qualifications. So, in practice, however, travelers are often met with a bureaucracy and inefficiencies within the public service from country to country, island to island, hampering the progress. Many of you will remember, for example, some time ago in Guyana, launched a complaint that the skills certificate issued by their Ministry of Foreign Affairs was not recognized in Trinidad and Tobago. So, therein lies the problem right away. Furthermore, some countries are failing to recognize certain categories of workers. For example, even though CSME may have barbers and saloon workers as hairdressers as part of the as one of the categories for under the CSME, one country may say, no, we don't accept those as part of the CSME. So even within those who accept CSME, they limit it to certain categories. So, what is the future of the free movement? Recently, as I said, they're adding new categories because over time I guess they find that however they come up with these categories warrant acceptance under the program. And as we go down that road, we're getting more pushback. But one thing I could say though is that CARICOM continues to push for the success of CSME. They seem adamant that the challenges that they face are what the end result, whatever that will be. Now, on the other hand, speaking of, if you want to talk about success, the subgrouping that is the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, they may be able to teach them a thing or two, because they have had much more success in terms of regional movement of people and acceptance of people. St. Lucia, for example, has been permitting and accepting citizens from OECS to live and work unhindered within its borders for quite some time. In 2011, St. Lucia and 5 other members of the OECS officially adopted their own free movement policy. And so this type of freedom of movement done in a sub-region and on a smaller scale is largely positive development, which has enhanced business, increased job opportunities, and allow members to share skills and capacities. I, for one, know a lot of Kitishans that work in St. Lucia unhindered. Now, back to the point, the main point is that every time our people try to form some sort of integration movement, some sort of unification, some sort of oneness, there are a lot of challenges among our own people. So, taking the concept from the OECS into the entire region now seems like too much of a stretch, a step too far. And it remains to be seen whether CARICOM can iron out the issues encountered so far. I hope so, because I am one of those people who support the whole idea of unification of our people. But I'm also one of those people who want to be in a pragmatic frame of mind, want to be in a realistic frame of mind. And I see, I read the history, I look at what's going on, and what you're seeing doesn't give you a lot of confidence that this will happen on any large scale. And so that is why I focus my attention on what I can do to unite, beginning with my own small community in St. Kitts and Nevis. So, there you have it. So, unity on the table. Also, everything for the next couple of weeks will be CPL. You know, lovers of cricket, from wherever you are, will be heading to St. Kitts. Hopefully, those people who are planning to be in St. Kitts already got their tickets online, because only so many will be sold. Remember, there's a 50% max in these games. There are no spectators in the daytime games, only in the nighttime games. Don't ask me why that is, but that's what it is. Only in the nighttime, and I believe the weekend games. So those morning games are without the spectators. But it's right here on ZIZ Radio, beginning tomorrow, and also on some television channels. So it will be all about CPL for the next couple of days or couple of weeks. And as you see, some of the games are being played at 10 o'clock in the morning. So that will, in those cases, knock us out here on Frank and Candid. So if you can, enjoy the games, however you get to see them, whether via television or in person. Be safe. We'll talk about that, the CPL as well, if you want to this morning. So let's take a break. When we come back, we will entertain your calls. 465-2555, 718-577-2916. Let's take a quick break and come back on the other side.
At ZIZ, we want to take a moment to salute our small business owners and encourage you to support them. Our small business owners are always hard at work providing quality goods and services to you. They also provide employment for many and can be counted on to give back to our communities. Today and every day, we salute our small business owners and we say thank you for the opportunity to provide advertising services to you. If you're a small business, call us at 465-2621 to join our family of small business advertisers. Call us 465-2621. You'll be glad you did.
Farm care.
Fill your prescription from the comfort of your home or wherever you are in these 3 easy steps. 1. Take a picture of your prescription and send it to us via WhatsApp. 2. Place your order at least 1 hour before you come to pick up your medication. And 3. Bring your original prescription when you come to pick up your medication. To collect your medication at our Bird Rock branch, WhatsApp your prescription to 662-8623. And for pickup at our 4th Street branch, 662-2666. At Farm Care, your safety is our priority.
Tune in for Policing with You, a half-hour radio program every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join host Inspector James Francis of the Criminal Investigations Department as he focuses on crime, factors contributing to criminal activity, crime prevention, and how the community can assist the police in reducing crime. It's Policing with You every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join us.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
Welcome back to Frank and Candid on this Wednesday. We will go to the phones and we'll say good morning quickly to our caller. Good morning, caller. Okay. Let's try the next line. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Knight.
Good morning.
One thing that might be overlooked is that the external, even though I agree that yes, for our own little space, national space, we hold on length and breadth, of our space. And that would require unification in the wider regions, be it OECS or CARICOM. But there are also external forces, and I'm going to get back to that external forces, because we saw the external force at work at the play when Venezuela was going through what it was going through, probably about a year ago. But I'm going to get back to that. I would have thought that case with the Jamaican national, Shanik Myrie, I think is her name, with trying to enter to Barbados, would have been a landmark case. Not quite sure if it was tried in the Caribbean Court of Justice, the one we promote to replace the Privy Council. But I would have thought that that case would have resolve that traveling, this, allowing free travel across the regions as a precedent case that would have applied to all CARICOM members. You instance Haitians going into the Bahamas. And with the case with Shanik Myrie was a Jamaican national trying to go into Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
And so a caller yesterday called about a Ghanaian from a Gambian, how they don't like each other. It's the same divide and rule hatred that separated us in the Caribbean also. Because if you could talk about an individual not liking another individual, you're talking about nationals of one state not being accepted into another state. It is the same play. So the divide and rule concept, for whatever the external forces might be, they would want to have a stake in the Caribbean. And if I can get these people on this side, unlike if to say, well, the Prime Minister of Trinidad did not lend a voice, or how the Prime Minister of Barbados would lend a voice, no, towards certain things, they will get away with it, of trying to divide us. And this will carry feelings amongst us when we come back to our little space and we have a CARICOM or OECS meeting. Here is it, we come back and we're smiling at each other, plastic smiles, as if all is well, when we know well that you were used by the bigger external players, for the same thing that we are here sitting to discuss and to move forward. So these are some of the things. But I might say that OECS is a model, and CARICOM can borrow things from OECS, which we have gotten right, and OECS can borrow things from CARICOM also, which they have gotten right. And we realize that, like French countries, French states like maybe Guadeloupe, Martinique, probably part of St. Martin, all of those other islands are showing interest in being a part of OECS. So we are expanding, and it's all about the unification. I don't know if we can use this word because I'm a Pan-Africanist. So if there's a word we can use to say, well, we are Pan-Caribbeanist, well, so be it, because it's all about unification within a bigger unification. You spoke about two theories, two thoughts of Pan-Africanism and nationalism, which played out with the Monrovia group and the Casablanca group. But there are 6 regions on the continent, 5 on the continent, and where is the 6th one? We are the 6th one. So we must get it right here first, I agree, before we could get it right in the bigger scheme of things on the global scale. Big brother Africa, big mother Africa, we being the 6th because of our human resource and our financial resource. Those on the continent are relying on us for those things, but we are still asleep here and we're not seeing the big thing. You think we can survive in this scheme of things? We would not survive without the unification of us in the Caribbean, the diaspora, and the continent of Africa. We have everything. And it is prophesied we're going to rule for 1,000 years and more. No less than 1,000 years when we do get it right. Thanks for listening.
Okay. Thank you. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and Queen and Singer. Blessed be my beloved African brother over you, the family.
All doing well. You?
Good, man, and the clan is good. Now, brother, just with your permission, just give me about less than 10 seconds to just ask 3 questions to this administration. Beloved, who owns Kansas pasture? What has become of the National Security Advisor since COVID-19? I haven't heard anything from him. I stand corrected. And what is the going on? What is the position of the proposed Bastia High School, beloved? Ain't hear nothing for a long, long time. So if anyone can answer me to those questions, from the administration or one of the acolytes, I will be very appreciative. Now, my beloved brother, talking about unity again and, Pan-Africanism too. Beloved, let me say, the OECS, they're doing, fairly well, I will say, brother, fairly well. But you need to expand that, beloved. CARICOM, being there for like what, almost 50 years, beloved. And each time they have their talk shop, to me they just go there to eat and drink. Because when certain things are being said there, they don't get nothing done. Year after year, decades after decades, it's the same foolishness over and over and over again, beloved. From one generation to the next, that got to stop. Must come to an end, beloved. And one of the solutions, I don't have no monopoly on anything, beloved. One of the solutions, sorry about that, must be, beloved, that young sisters and brothers must form Pan-African liberation movements from a political point of view, beloved, and run candidates in each respective territory in CARICOM. They might not be successful in the first run, but keep on doing it. You'll get some success. And this nonsense got to stop, beloved, in coming young people. And that got to be continuous, beloved. That is just one of the solutions. Others might have other solutions, beloved. Like I said, I have no monopoly on Pan-Africanism. Because, for example, right, when our sisters and brothers from Guyana, Jamaica, especially, beloved, when they go to other CARICOM territories, especially, I don't know what it is in Barbados now on the system here, Hey, man, they used to get a lot of problems like the case that my beloved brother Africa is talking about. Brother, it was a CCJ. It was a CCJ handed down that decision. They treat them like subhumans. That's not right. But the most liberal place when it comes to immigration in CARICOM is St. Kitts Nevis and Antigua and Barbuda. But then I could speak of an experience with a sister who I dated for a little while out of Guyana, brother. Last time I was in Antigua, Barbuda, 2018. Beloved, I came in about after 1 on JetBlue. She came in the evening and British Airways. Brother, and the amount of problem they gave that sister, you know what, safer from sending her back? They ask her who you come to, and then they look up and see my name and everything. That is what safer. Man, we can't continue this foolishness, brother. I know used to be in Barbados. Like I said, I don't know what this is on Sister Mia. When you go to Barbados, they used to give you 2 days and ask you all kind of ridiculous questions. Because I've been to Barbados maybe about 3 times, beloved. And I went through, I'm talking about in the 1980s. Brother, went through the same thing. And the car locks and everything. All kind of foolishness, beloved. This got to stop, man. Got to unite amongst our people first and foremost. Can't unite with no one else. Got to unite, but you got to start somewhere, beloved brother. Because, brother, cannot look towards the African continent for no great leadership in this time. Because only a few brothers. Brother PLO Lumumba, the professor, and in South Africa, we have that young brother, man, Brother Julius Malema from the Economic Freedom Fighters. Brother, I hope that brother become president of South Africa sooner than later. But in the Caribbean, in the diaspora, brother, it's smaller, could start there and let the light shine all over South and Central America, the African continent, beloved. No, size does not matter. in a lot of cases, and we must turn in this nonsense to, we're a small country and oil and all kind of thing, Got to done with that, man. Well, where there's a will, there will always be a way, and you got to stand firm. Come Pan-Africanism. Brother, I know someone else wants to speak, so I continue to listen. Keep up the great works. Pan-Africanism will perish. One love, my beloved brother.
All right. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Franklin Candid.
Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
I'm calling here with a real bad feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it's all about? Based on a gentleman calling on Freedom FM yesterday, complaining about a gentleman, a troublemaker in this country who is going around and creating a lot of problem for people and then trying to pretend that he is this honest and decent citizen by saying his hand is clean, he ain't done nothing wrong to nobody and all kind of thing. But some people feel like going and take up people thing is the only problem a person can create in their life. I don't know if you happen to know a man by the name of Noel. He sits in front of Rams next to the Chinese under the tree.
Yeah.
He called in on a program yesterday afternoon, bitterly complaining for help to take Curtis Cook off of his back, to appealing to the public to tell Curtis Cook not to be interfering with him, to stop interfering with him. Every time Curtis Cook see him, he comes up in his face and he say all kind of ill things to him. And he's asking the public to ask Curtis Cook to stop this attack on him. He have a right to support who he wants, and Curtis Cook have no right to be molesting with him. And when I heard it touched me hard, because this man is a man who uses a walker. This man say he's 70, about 5 years or 76 years. And he cannot get his piece for Curtis Cook. Then Curtis Cook can call in and say that nobody know him like that. Well, I know him like that because I see him in action on the road, interfering with people. There's a gentleman, he was in cricket and 4th Street, I think it was 2014. Curtis Cook all up in the man's face, interfering with him. I said, brother, just walk off because you ain't going to get no justice. Because when Curtis Cook don't make it problem, the case gone just throw out. That is what I said to him. So I am asking the public if they could just warn that guy to stop being like a problem to people. It ain't what it is. Getting himself all too worked up. People have a right to support who they want to support. This is not the next point I want to make. He was on the radio yesterday. Saying to Sylvain Henry, all kind of manner and ill of Sylvain Henry, and then gonna come and say that Sylvain nephew, listen to this, Sylvain nephew is his children godfather and his friend. And how would he feel if Sylvain nephew come and say, boy, you don't say too much of ill things about my aunt. That's my aunt. That's my blood. Is your friend. Don't be maligning my auntie like that. And Sylvain never said ill thing about this man. Sylvain just say, me villager. Listen to this. And she gonna explain what he's going wrong. And the guy, something wrong with the guy. It seems like he start life wrong and he gonna end it wrong. Because from what I understand, about some kind of grandfather.
Let's not go there. Let's not do that. Let's go to the next caller. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am well.
Well, it's good to have patience, but of course, everyone has a right to hear their views. Yesterday, I do like your introduction and your topic based on unity, not necessarily Africa, but the universe, the Caribbean, in particular the OECS. But I must share something with you. I commend you for saying this morning when you mentioned after the introduction, you believe in at least securing or preparing your unity within the society of your neighborhood and people you know. I agree with you because I really don't see what it is taking so long. I don't know whether or not it can take place about unification of Africa because the former president of Senegal, Abdoulaye Wade, indicated the United States of Africa could exist as early as 2017. That is unification. But the African Union contrasts in itself the task of building an united and integrated Africa by 2020. We don't know. 2025, we don't know. We have at least another 4 years. Should this happen? It should have happened. 2017, it didn't. Another 4 years, Sam, is it going to take place? We don't know. Like you said this morning, you don't think there are any possibility about that. There aren't going to be any unification of Africa. Never will be. And I totally agree with you this morning, you said. Mr. Nias, thanks for listening and have a good day. Goodbye.
Thank you. All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Franklin Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Nias.
Good morning, sir.
This is what St. Kitts come to know. Thank God them could call into the radio station and say what they want, checking any information about people, and it's okay. Thank God you never ever see me trouble nobody. Thank God you never ever disrespect you, thank God. This is the problem of going on in this country. Go down and ask people who are on the bench, thank God. You come on the radio station and you call up my name. There's no evidence to say you see me do nothing. The man calling, he say his story, and it means that it's true. Because his coat is crook. You call him, thank God, a big man, respectable man in the country, taking an information and took it on national radio. You see what's going on in the place, Mr. Rabbi Nias? Rabbi Nias, you know, I mean, you had it out already, Rabbi. It was nothing personal, Rabbi. You remember when you come to the yard, what did I tell the fellow must tell you? Do I hold any grudge against you, Rabbi? I mean, why these people moving like this? But thank God and keep me down. The lot of lies and all what I'm trying to do to this youngster is not going to work, thank God. I know you for years, I never disrespect you. I never disrespect you at all, thank God. So when the man can call in the radio station and tell them lies, why? I said what I say yesterday. I don't disrespect Sylvine. I never ever disrespect Sylvine. Sylvine hugged me up and told me not to say anything. That's not my style. I can say what I got to say. People that be on the bench. Go down on the bench and ask if I ever disrespect the man. And boy up in the man's face. How are you going to go up in that woman's face? Why not telling lies? Why everybody want to call it and tell lies people so? And use the national radio to start them things down. But so we call in to confirm without any. So everybody right now for this government, everybody guilty. Everybody come and say something in this country right now. Want to support the unity, okay. But talk like can't call in the radio station and talk anything about you. Because you come across the court tango. You could call in, call out my name, go to cook. Something that you're not factual about. And it's okay. But I continue, man. Thank God don't sleep. God do not sleep. And I'm strong. And I'm loved. And I'm care. Because that's the thing in this country today. Everybody fight. All of you fight. March up and down tongue to have anything in this country for our government to get in power. You're okay. You don't know Tango. You're coming and calling the radio station and calling my name. Tango, I never want to disrespect you. Never ever in my life you could ever say disrespect you. But you're calling the radio station today to prove a point. Remember all of the children, Tango. All of us is parents. All of us is parents, Tango. And all we got to be, what is right and what is wrong. No, I should have never called you and tell them lies and cook. That's not true. And if I'm talking about some man say and some man say, and I'm trying to disrespect people, this is what the radio station come about. This is what the country come about. Don't say nothing against the government, you can't crush you. But it's all right, Tango. God don't sleep. Just remember that. I have nothing else to say. Yes, you have a good day.
Okay. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. Good morning. You're live. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, hello. You're live.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Nayos.
Good morning.
I'm a little controversial right now. The OECS and CARICOM. The OECS is like it's become a dumping ground of CARICOM. And I say it without no water in my eye, no fear, no malice against nobody. Could you recall the Mariel boat lift? Which was how we to here?
I wasn't there.
No, if you could recall me, I was very young. The Mariel boat lift was from Cuba to America.
Yeah.
Castro went in the prison, and he took out all kind of criminals, and he went in hospital and took out all kind of sick people. Because the president of America was telling the Cubans to come to America. And Castro decided, okay, since you are the Cubans, I'm going to give you Cubans. And he gave America a set of people from Cuba that are going in America, and what they took place after that. It's the same thing that's happening right now in the OECS out of CARICOM. Because, for example, right, look at Guyana. Guyana got X amount of wealth. X amount of wealth has been sold away. Jamaica, the same thing, the backside. X amount of wealth has been sold away. Jamaica started the New Downfall Federation. It's like those big countries went on the door, and then people talking about, CARICOM, CARICOM is our OECS leaders. Who? And on the call themselves the government, they are not the government. We the people are the government. They are the ruling administrators. When you have a change of government, that simply means the flag that we used to fly under, we no longer fly under it. It's just like the French and the English back then on St. Kitts. That's why we have a change of government. We have a change of administrators, not government. We are the government, but we the people are not seem to be taking up that mantle. So then that's the reason why, how could X amount of Jamaicans, Guyanese, and Spanish who come here come vote, and we can't go in the country to vote? The politicians who are in administration at the point in time make it their way that they stay in power. If one petition decides to change from the rural administration, go in opposition, they bring in 5 more from CARICOM. So they could never lose. Look at, for example, Wilan. How come Wilan is going out of Wilan? Could you squat on your own land, Mr. Nayas? Mr. Nayas?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Please, I want you to answer me. I ask you a question. Could you squat on what's yours?
I don't know. You go ahead.
No, you can't.
Say what you have to say.
Already. Collectively, we pay for our lands already. But they are telling us we're squatting on our lands. But they're selling we land without our consent. And it's legal. It's legal. And come off after that, I'm going something else. Because I'm going to a kind of thing, right? Could you remember about a little 2 months or 3 months ago, man was communicating with my fam?
Yes.
By the man, the 1st of July, I think happening with the Chinese supermarket. I ended up getting pepper spray in my eye. An English couple ring by the beat down on the island constable. I went to defend the man. I ended up getting pepper spray in my eye. And they're telling me I got to pay for my glasses and my medication. But the same thing to talk about the mask, you know, it was all in to do with putting on your mask. And they're talking about me, I want to know exactly what's going on. It's 2 months, to them 2 months. But they tell me they're investigating. They investigated the police force. They'll never bring out to justice who commit the wrongs. They want to discipline them. Say, I get blind? Me and get blind. Because for critical. Oh, something else I want to say to you. Let us use September now. You listen to me?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Let us use September, right, for reflection of this country, you know. We are National Heroes Day and we are Independence Day. Let us use September as a reflection day to see where we came from, where we are at present, and where we're going in the future.
Okay.
So from next week Wednesday, let us get debate more on where we come from, where we are today,
accept that,
and where we're heading for. If you understand, then we make a kind of healing for the federation. I believe then you get a wide perspective of how the people and the federations think. Let us come out and reflect. Let us bring this country back to where it once was. Because right now, that is what we have to do, bring back agriculture. Respect, man.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Well said. All right. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frankie.
Boy, I thought that was constraint to sing a calypso. Now, let me explain something to you. Yesterday, I see some articles done on a radio station, right? This man put a sit down here. He handicapped like with the legs, right? But he got a wheelchair thing in the push and so on. He called in to a certain station to lodge a complaint on the interference of the same guy who just called in from you. Not this caller, the other caller. Now, when the guy who was cut him off early and tell him she do not allow nobody to call nobody's name on the station. But he called in after, and he talk about King Rockefeller, and he talk about Miss Henry, and he talk about the same guy and calling up the name and son. And up to now, the host never cut him off. It's nothing to do with the ignorance, what she was talking about. You understand me? And this guy's just a troublemaker. I know a lady from in the country, you know, who you always troubling. The lady right here, hold on.
Hello. I had to lodge a complaint over that same person because what he would do, whenever he would see me, he would try to incite other people to rise against me. He told me I banged water to come here. I had no right to support who I wanted to support. So I had to lodge a complaint against that same person because I could not walk down the street and see him without him interfering with me and acting like a bully. So I know that he is capable of doing that because it happened to me.
All right. Thank you. Let's go back to the phone. Let's go to the next caller. Good morning. Welcome to Franklin Candid.
Yes, greetings. Do you have any particular topic you're talking about?
We're talking about Caribbean people and the lack of unity and so on.
The lack of unity. Yeah. The lack of unity. And, you know, when I put on the radio here, Brethren was saying there will never be unification among, you know, African people. You know, we are not doomed, you know, and I don't think that is so.
You think there's still a chance, you think?
Beg pardon?
You think there's still a chance for that?
Of course,
okay.
Of course.
Okay.
We have to be going through what we are going through as a people. You know, we are going through our civil, but they're going to come through, and the unification is going to be a reality.
Okay.
We want to talk about something very, very. It's in our head. We keep hearing talk about food security, and we cannot overstand. The people is in the hills, Always mountain and other mountains for years, 20 odd years, producing fruits, food, and certain elements just go there and treat them like, you know, want to move them off the land without any proper whatever, just bullying them up, taking police to them. No, these things is ridiculous.
That means we're just mocking people. We're just mockers. We're just talkers. Because no one can tell me that people in authoritative position don't know these things is going on. People have been fruit trees planted for years and dealing with short crops in between. Buying things from agriculture department, fruit trees and other crops to put on the same land up in the mountain. And then people just come from nowhere and say this land is so and so. I mean, no proper way of doing these things. Like they want young people to turn into beasts like them, because these things is beastly act. And we are mocking what we are saying towards food security, because these people.
Oh, I think we lost that caller. Alright, let's see if we can get 2 quick calls in here. Go ahead, caller. Caller, you're live. Okay, to the next one. Good morning, you're live.
Mr. Noyos?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All the topics you had yesterday and today, sometimes some topics don't make sense, but 2 hours we got the program. Because now get together again, But what me see on television and what me hear and what me just see, come together. And down here, you see all over immigration, the Barbados. If they had no Barbados, the sea water and sand, make it Barbados. And we don't know what gone Africa, what gone England, what gone all over. This thing ain't going to come together again. Only when we get a disaster, we shall for one another. Then we go back to our same problem. You understand? This thing ain't going to happen because of...
His phone's just cutting out. Okay, final call.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Nair.
So let's make it quick, please.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
I want to say to the lady, don't forget, you speak to me outside the National Bank with EK. Shortly after you put on Facebook that I killed the man and the airport in the elevator. Everything gone reach before I reach, That's the problem with people. What people set up where they want to set up. The lies and what I'm trying to do to cook is not going to work, guys, because I'm going to stand firm. The lot of lies is not going to work. Me and that lady talk with EK outside the National Bank.
Okay, the clock.
Good day.
The clock is my enemy here. Gotta go. All right, that's gonna do it. And then we talk about Caribbean unity and unity of people. Just listen to the phone calls here this morning, and I rest my case about unity of black people. That's gonna do it for me. Until the next time. Well, we won't be here tomorrow. There's cricket that's carried live on ZIZ Radio. So I guess that knocks us out for the rest of the week, and we'll see what happens next week. All right? But go out, enjoy the cricket if you can. Enjoy the rest of your day as well.